Hi everyone, my name is Sarvesh and you are watching D365 Notes. So, agenda of this video is to cover about a slightly different topic. Not This is not the regular our finance series topic where I am covering about the journal ledger and kind of thing. But today I will be covering about a different topic regarding vendor number sequence. So, the scenario is if you currently see in the system, if I create any vendor, system will automatically define number sequence and see system will automatically define this vendor number sequence. Okay. But there might be a requirement from different client when your vendor number sequence should be controlled by your vendor group. So for example, if vendor group is 10, then if it is a parts vendor, then it should start with P-0001. Similarly, if it is service vendor, then it should start with S-0001. So same kind of requirement if you have, then what needs to be done in the system, we will cover about that. Now, there is another way also. If I go to accounts payable and accounts payable setup and accounts payable parameters, under the number sequence tab, I can view details and here I can define manual, okay, in the number sequence and save. So what system will do, if I once I save and come back, if I create a new vendor, system will ask me to give my vendor account here itself. But what happen in system sometimes that if we are defining manually, so for example, first time I am defining 0001, but some other user is defining 00 directly 7 or some other number sequence, it will create a lot of issue in the system and the number sequence will not be continuous. So for that, we will do some setups. So let me delete this. Now let's go to accounts payable parameters again. And here I will right click and view details. I will make this continuous, remove the manual and save. And for this kind of requirement, make sure that your vendor account number sequence should be shared, not a company or legal entity specific. This should be shared. So here, let me add one more, and here I will add. Here I will make v-1. Okay. So what it will do is, for example, I need number sequence for my first and second vendor group, but I don't need for my authority vendor and intercompany vendor and import vendors. So in that case, system will use this number sequence. I will show you in the system. Don't worry about that. So once it is saved, now you can go back and save this. Now you have to go to vendor groups. So for going to vendor group, you have to go to accounts payable, vendors and vendor groups. Here, once you enable your shared number sequence for your vendor account, then automatically system will enable this field. So let me show you. Let me copy this and let me define this here. Okay. Now it is not a shared number sequence. It is company specific. So if I refresh this, let me refresh the full page. That number sequence is removed. Number sequence field is removed. So let me add back again. See, let me refresh the full page again. Now it is coming. So for that, I have created for my parts vendor, I have created P vendor number sequence. I will show you. Right click on view details. So my format is this one. Okay. And this is my number sequence. Okay. Let me go back. For my service vendor, I have defined as vendor number sequence. I will go and view details, check the view details, and I will see this is my format and this is my setup. And make sure these number sequence should also be a shared number sequence. It should not be a company specific. Just keep this thing in mind. Okay. Now save it. Now let's create a vendor in system using the group first and second. Okay. So let's create a vendor. Here number sequence is not coming, so I will define. Okay. Now I will define my group. So if I click on save, system will take P-001, which is my number sequence I have defined on my parts vendor. So let me right click and view details. Here you can see. Similarly, let's create one service vendor. So let's take Airtel as my service vendor and my service vendor group. I have once I select my group and save, it will automatically define number sequence as per this group what I have defined. Okay. So now a question will come in your mind. What if I have selected 30, which is my tax authority vendor? In that case, system will also have a provision for that. So let's create intercompany vendor. Okay. Right click and view details, not intercompany. Import vendor. Let's take that. Okay. So for import, I will make this as some vendor ABD Limited, a random company and random name I am selecting, and my vendor group will be import. So once it is created and if I save, system will take my by default vendor name number sequence which I have defined on accounts payable parameter number sequence vendor account. So this number sequence system automatically take. So this is how this functionality work. If you have any doubt or query related to this, you can reach me in the comment. So that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. Till that time, tada, bye bye. See you in the next one.